everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching once again. So today I have a very special guest. This is my beautiful baby girl, Embrielle. She's 8 years old, and she is going to be my model for my tutorial today. She's getting ready to go visit her dad in South Carolina for 2 months, guys. So I'm basically going to be doing a protective style on her that's going to last for those 2 months. Because my baby is natural, I want to make sure she upkeeps her hair while she's gone. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my method of how I do my box plaits. Now I'm doing low density box plaits, and they're also gonna have curly hairs attached to them. So I like to call them Goddess Box Plaits. So this is a full tutorial on how I achieve that look. And I'm gonna show you guys the products that I use, the hair that I use. We're actually gonna be using this curly hair, which is a crochet hair, and it is by Afri Naptural, and it is the pre-stretched Caribbean faux Remy fiber bundle crochet hair. So I have 1 pack of this, and then I'm using Spectra Innocence. This is the best braiding hair, guys. It is literally pre-stretched, pre-layered, good lock, no tangle, itch free, antibacterial. It is bomb. This is the only braiding hair that I use on my daughters and on my clients, guys. So we have 6 packs of these, but I doubt we're gonna use that much. I just get extra just in case. Like I said, we're doing low density plaits on her, so we don't want the braids to be too heavy. Anytime I do plaits, I always recommend low density to promote healthy hair growth and to prevent any breakage. So yeah, this is the hair that we'll be using. And then I will show you guys the products that I'm using. Let's get started.
Okay guys, so here you see I have the Ebin Edge Control Shine and Jam Apogee Foam Lustrous Pink Glosser, a detangling comb, pintail comb, razor comb, and a crochet needle. I just have my daughter here showing you guys a picture of the hair, better view of it.
Alright guys, so basically I'm going to be using, like I said, I always use Ebin. So I'm going to be using Ebin Edge Control, and then I'm going to be using this Shine and Jam infused with Echinacea. So these are the 2 products that I'm going to be using to do her parts and condition the braids. Alright, so right here I have a spray bottle of water. So I'm going to spray her hair before detangling it so that it makes it easier. Let me figure something out right here. Okay. Everybody knows about this comb, so I'm going to be using this comb to detangle her. Y'all know if y'all natural, you definitely own one of these combs. Sit all the way up, Embrielle. Sit up.
Alright, so here you see me applying some of the Shine and Jam infused with Echinacea, and this is really the main product that I use for parting and conditioning the hair before braiding it. And I just put a good amount to where her hair is fully conditioned. If you're natural, you know that your hair sucks everything up, so you want to make sure that you don't put too much product, but you put enough to where it creates a nice firm hold when you get ready to add the extensions on, and that it also provides shine and neatness. Without the product, your parts aren't as crisp. So as you can see, with the product being applied, the parts are way more crisp. All right, so here you see me just cleaning up the part, and I'm actually getting ready to section her hair. So in the back, I do about 4 to start out with. I condition each part, and then I begin braiding. So right here you see me starting her braid. Now for the back braids, I didn't add any of the curly hair except for towards the end. And that is because I don't want too much of the loose hair, so I started adding the loose hair in the front. But I do show you guys how to add in the curly hair and razor out the straight hair. That's basically what I just did. And if you guys want to see more of my content and the kind of work that I do, follow me on Instagram at empress.hairco. So as y'all can see, we have the first row finished. So for the second row, I'm parting behind her ear, and I'm going to make counterparts. So basically, I'm doing the same thing, repeating the steps that I just showed you guys, conditioning the section, but this time the parts are going to fall in between each box. So if you see where I just put the comb, I showed you guys that the parts are not directly on top of the other part, but in between. So you kind of want to have that stacked cement block look. You know how it looks when you lay in bricks? So yeah, that way that the braids fall perfectly in between like this, and you don't have any gaps in between. You see how nice that looks? Yes. So as y'all can see, I did the braids and I added curly ends. And now I'm using Ebin for the front. The reason I like to use Ebin for the front is because it is a great edge control. And it prevents any breakage from the root. So I'm applying that to the front of her hair, her edges, and I'm leaving out her baby hairs, guys. When you're doing protective styles, you always want to make sure you leave out little edges and your baby hairs, because y'all ever see people walk around with no edges? Literally, like, you shouldn't be gripping all of that hair. You should leave that out for healthy hair, to make sure that you maintain a healthy journey with whatever style it is that you decide to get. Braided styles should not be breaking your hair off. They should be growing it. So right here you just see me molding her edges, and then I'm gonna go ahead and section it off again and condition it with the same Shine and Jam Echinacea. And when you start to get to the thicker part of your hair or someone else's hair, you definitely want to condition it equally. You want to make sure that the whole section is conditioned properly. Don't leave it too dry. Right here, I like to if y'all haven't noticed, I like to make my parts ahead of time. That saves time and it helps you go faster instead of having to stop, part, braid. You already have the parts made and ready to go. So like right here, I show you guys how I've parted. You see how the parts fall on top of the boxes, not on the actual part of each box underneath. You want to have that just like that so that you don't have any major gaps in spaces. All right, so here I am going to show you guys how I start my braids. I slowed the video down a little bit just so y'all can see and I can explain to you guys how I do my locking method when I put it on. A lot of people normally interlock the strands into 2 different strands and have the strands already parted in 3, but I like to use the actual hair that we're braiding the extensions on as the 3rd strand to give you a better grip and lock the hair onto the human hair. So here we go. So I start by wrapping the weave around her piece of hair. Hold on. I think I took a piece of that hair out because it was too much. So yeah. All right, boom. Here we go. So now start with the braiding hair, wrap it around, and then we're going to split her piece of hair into one side of the weave we wrapped around, and we're going to create 3 parts like this. Then we're going to interlock it and begin to braid. Now you see how I just pulled that? That is how you lock it. So then when you cross that one strand over from the left, you're going to pull a piece out and tuck it under into that middle piece. And that prevents any slipping, and it basically evenly distributes the amount of weave to each strand, so you have a neat braid. And then you just continue braiding. And as you can see, my middle finger is always holding the beginning of the braid, and that keeps it straight to the scalp without slipping, no loose braids. So it gives a good grip, but it also prevents it from pulling on her scalp when starting the braid. So here I'm adding in the curly hair, and this is where you're going to see me leave some of the pieces out, which is a part of the Goddess Braids look. So I think I kind of struggled right here trying to use this. So hold on. Right here, gonna add the hair in. So boom, grab a piece of the hair. We're gonna feed it into the left side of the braid. And then continue to braid. And then we're gonna leave that hanging, that piece that was hanging out, we're gonna leave that out to the right. I'm gonna have her hold it, bring that over, see? Instead of braiding it into the braid, bring it over, leave it out, and just continue to braid. My daughter is like enjoying this, as y'all can see. She loves to do hair, guys, so she's very intrigued by this while we're doing her hair. And right here you just see me adding a piece of hair in to thicken the braid. And the reason I add hair into the edge braids instead of starting out with such a thick piece is to prevent breakage, guys. I don't like to put too much hair on the edges because it can pop your hair off. If the amount of weave overpowers the amount of hair, it's already a risk that you're taking. So I actually just kind of like to feed some hair in to thicken the braid as we go along instead of starting off with so much. All right, so here you guys see that we have completed that row, and now we are at the top. And as y'all can see, her braids are very neat. They're stacked well. There goes my other baby girl. Trying to show you guys her marker. Okay. And then here, so you want to start off, when you have that U part in the top, you're going to part it down the middle. So if you can see here, I'm going to show you guys right where I part right there. So like I said, continuing the stacking method of the boxes, you want to make sure that the part stacks on top of the boxes instead of on top of the parts already made. Which I see, like, I know that you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm probably not using the proper verbiage, but you guys can see. I'm giving you guys a visual, which is better. So, yeah. And she likes to wear her hair to the side, so we are going to do it to the side. As y'all can see, that middle part runs right into that box, and that's what I'm talking about as far as stacking the boxes. Her reactions are always priceless whenever we do her hair. Now this is the part where you're about to see her like turn up, and you're gonna see her true personality. Look, this is how you know she's filled with excitement. And me too, because I'll be ready to get done, guys. And I think at this point we're only about 2 hours in, so the style only took us maybe about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, give or take, with grooming and adding the charms and everything. But yeah, so, and that's her last bundle that she's holding. So in the pack of the curly hair, it comes with 3 bundles, and then we're on our last bundle there while we're on the last 2 rolls. So here, as you guys see, as I'm braiding her hair, I actually came up with a method for her to hold the loose hair to make it a little easier. So she is holding the pieces that we're leaving out. And then I'm continuing to do the braid. And if you don't notice, I tie the ends of my braids to make sure that they don't come loose. So now here we have it. We are on the last row, guys. And as y'all can see, it's coming together very, very nicely. And still following that stacked method of parting. Alright guys, so now we are done. This is what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do now, is basically trim the fuzzies off of each braid. So I'm going to let y'all get close for that. Oh, sit up. Alright. So what I like to do is basically split it. So the reason that I split it in half and then start to clip the fuzzies is to make sure that I section off what I clipped and what I didn't clip. It's better and it's easier that way, and you actually go faster. So you want to make sure and get all the little fuzzies off to make the braids look even neater. Make sure you are careful not to snip the hair that you left out. And then here you guys see me applying my Herbal Grow hemp infused hair oil. She also has a bottle that she took to South Carolina with her. And then I'm laying her edges down once more with a little bit more Ebin. Yes, look at those edges, girl. So yeah, this is basically all a part of the grooming stage after you're done. You definitely want to do this after you do a braided style, guys. You want to polish it and make.
And now I'm going to take the mousse and put it on my hair.
Is this your favorite part? I think it's everybody's favorite part. All right, guys. So now I'm going to mousse her hair. And what this does, it just sets her hair nice and flat, makes her scalp feel better.
Once I distribute an even amount of mousse, I then take some Fantasia alcohol-free spritz, spray it over the mousse, and then I follow up with a blow dry until all of the mousse is dissolved. And as you can see, the braids just nicely, they automatically flatten once you groom it and apply the mousse.
First, we're going to put luster pink gloss in my hair.
And the reason I apply the luster pink glosser is because it helps add shine, and it's infused with jojoba oil. So it just adds shine to the braids, as y'all can see. It keeps the curly pieces moisturized as well. Just gives it a nice natural shine. I always use that when I'm finishing up my braids.
What are we going to do with this, Embrielle?
We're going to put that in my hair, in my braids. in between my braids.
Want to do it in the front?
And yes, in the front. In the front.
So here you see me using this crochet latch hook, and the reason I like to crochet the yarn through the starting of the braid is to make sure that the yarn doesn't slide off. So we're just gonna pull it through, and that's how it stays on the braid. So my baby wanted to have some shells in her hair, and I'm not gonna lie guys, these shells are the little metal things, they're so hard to open. Like I had to bite them to close them. So maybe you guys can find some that are a little bit more fragile, but these were, you see my daughter even trying to help me, they were really hard to open and close and put in, but we got it done, and here's the finished look. All right, spin and show them your hair. All right, guys, so this is the finishing look. Stay tuned for the pictures. Turn. Keep going. Flip them.